Hey there, Sarah Dean with Fit Healthy Moms, and I'm going to give you a little confession today. I am a volume eater. That means I like to eat large quantities of food in one sitting. So not along the lines of compulsive overeating, but I don't like to sit down with a big huge plate with like one little thing in the middle of it and have 3 bites of something and call that a meal. I like to sit down with like a full plate or a full bowl and eat it for a while and have it kind of feel like I'm really spending some time enjoying my food. So this can be a problem because over time, if you're eating large quantities of food all the time, you're likely going to gain weight or have a hard time maintaining the weight that you're at. So what I do, a couple tricks for volume eating, is I change the size of my, my dishes. So with our dishes, I'll show you, we have 2 sizes of plates. So this is the standard dinner plate that came with our dishes, and this is the standard salad plate. So my husband loves to eat the big huge white plate. He thinks that it makes his food a masterpiece and a piece of art. Yeah, not me. I'm not into my food being art. I'm into my food being like a lot of food on a plate. So I use the small plates and I fill it up. So where my husband can have his plate and he doesn't have it full and that's fine with him, I want my plate to look like it's really full so that I get that kind of psychological feeling of, wow, I'm eating a really big meal and I'm going to feel really full after this and it's going to be really satisfying. So I always encourage people, if you're looking for weight loss and you're a volume eater, get a smaller plate so that in your mind you're looking at it thinking, oh, I'm getting a lot of food here, but you're not getting as much as you would put on that big huge plate, because that big huge plate is typically way more than you actually need in terms of the amount of calories you should be having in one sitting. And bowls, I should show you bowls. So we also have 2 sizes of bowls here. So we have the big bowl and the small bowl. So depending on what I'm eating, I use different sizes of bowls. So if I'm having a salad, big bowl, always, lots and lots of lettuce. But if I'm having something that I maybe would go overboard on, ice cream for example, or some sort of treat, I rarely eat cereal, but if I do, I always have it in a smaller bowl. So if I'm having something that's really high calorie that I know I need to limit myself on, always the small bowl. If it's something like vegetables where I really want to get as much as I can, then I use the big bowl. So really looking at what you have on your shelf and what's gonna be the reasonable size for you depending on the food that you're eating. The second secret to volume eating is choosing the right foods that you can eat a lot of. So this has taken me some time. I used to volume eat some really weird combinations of food. So now I've evolved to the point that I can embrace my vegetables, and that took me a long time, but now I really do. I love vegetables. And I've learned some tricks in preparation that really make me able to eat large quantities of vegetables. So I can sit down and have a huge meal that's mostly protein and vegetables and feel really good and satisfied with that. Versus in the past when I would kind of put together like these weird combinations of fake foods. I think one of my favorite things in college was peas and corn and marinara sauce wrapped in a huge tortilla, which sounds so disgusting, but that was like my big volume meal back then. So now my big volume meal is bags of spinach and big bundles of kale and things along those lines. So the great thing about vegetables and volume eating is you can eat so much and it's hardly any calories. So this whole bag of spinach here, I probably go through I go through a couple, 2 or 3 of these a week, kind of depending on how much I'm using in different aspects of my diet. But this whole bag here is 60 calories for this whole bag of spinach. So you can see it's about halfway gone right now. So 60 calories for that whole entire bag of spinach. That's a lot of spinach. So I put spinach in my smoothies. I have it if I have a salad, which I pretty much have every night. I have a big volume of spinach in my salad. I have my kale, big volumes of that when I do kale. Anytime I can get in greens, I know it's going to be a big volume, a big amount of food, and that's always going to benefit me. It's always going to make me feel like I'm sitting down and I'm eating for a while, but not for a ton of calories. So when it comes to vegetables, as much as you can get in those high volume vegetables that don't have a ton of calories in them, so kind of eliminating some of the starchier ones, obviously, like you don't want to volume eat potatoes. You probably shouldn't be volume eating peas and corn, which are, again, really starchy vegetables. But volume eating like broccoli and cauliflower, a whole head of cauliflower or a whole head of broccoli has very few calories. So volume eat the heck out of it. So looking at those kinds of foods where you can really eat a whole bunch, and then maybe having sides as the things that are maybe not quite as great for you in terms of nutritional value. And this is especially great for families and moms. You can get that big, huge volume of vegetables, and then if the kids are having macaroni and cheese and you're dying for macaroni and cheese, have like 3 bites of it on the side of your big, huge plate of vegetables. It's not going to kill you. But it allows you to feel full before you dive into macaroni and cheese, so that you're just having a few bites of it rather than having that as the staple of your meal. So some tips and tricks there on volume eating and how that can support your weight loss efforts or your weight maintenance efforts depending on which boat you're in. If you have any questions on volume eating, I would be happy to help you out. Go ahead and contact us at fithealthymoms.com.